this is our segment on our show called I have these text documents on my desktop, and I sometimes I find stuff that I found pasted from things I read, and I paste them into these text documents. And the other day, this was quite a while ago.
That's a long name.
The name hasn't stopped. This is still part of the name. Not. The other day, I was looking at exotic Chinese foods, and I found this website which had like instructions on how to prepare these really weird things. And it progressively got weirder, and also the explanation of the food and like the justification for it tasting good and eating the food got progressively like harder to justify. The food got. So it started with velvet antler, which is pretty much a deer antler. And so it says the deer antler texture has a warm nature, but it's salty. They're mostly chewed by dogs, while humans prefer to extract their tonic rather than biting on it. It's similar to human bone, good thing to say. I don't know how. Yeah. The same nutritional content, except that the former is much more tender. So they know what the human bone tastes like and the texture of it. Like the human bone, the deer antler doesn't have a unique taste. It isn't one of the ingredients you will bank on to recreate an umami flavor. Okay, so that's the deer antler. Later you go to duck intestine. And what's just interesting about the duck intestine one is how hard it is to like say it's good to eat. The taste of duck intestine is entirely different from duck meat. In Chinese cuisines, duck intestine is either braised with sauce, roasted, or deep fried. However, neither of these methods improves their texture. Provided they're properly cleaned, duck intestines are delicious, but its texture remains a stumbling block. It's so chewy that it has been compared with rubber. So, okay. So duck intestine just doesn't sound good. If they're not cleaned properly, it tastes like poop, which ignites a certain feeling of having duck poop in your dish. A certain feeling. With such thoughts, it's impossible to have a single bite. Okay, and then the last one.
Well, hang on. Talk about asking how they know what bone tastes like, but how do they know what poop tastes like?
Well, from eating too much uncleaned duck intestine, I guess. I don't know.
So, if it's unclean, wouldn't you just be literally eating duck poop?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. If you fail to clean before you take a bite, you may not overcome the thought of eating duck poop, which will ultimately kill your interest in intestines in general. Which would be awful.
They got that right.
Yeah. Okay, and this last one just starts straight up. This is for pork tail. And the first sentence is, pork tail has a strong taste influenced by pee and semen. However, you won't find any traces of these two when consuming. So the taste is like that, but you won't find actual pee or semen in it.
Oh.
And then it just goes on. It's awful. It sounds terrible.
Is it because the tail is so close to the,
That's what you assume, yeah. So anyway, there you go. It's safe to say it tastes like the tail of alligator, trailed by the smell of pork. So,
who knows what alligator tail tastes like to make that comparison?
You'd probably eat a pigtail sooner than you'd eat an alligator tail.
That should be an ancient proverb.
I'm making it one.
You'd rather eat a pigtail sooner than an alligator.
Nero said that.
The Chinese are wacky when it comes to their food.
Yeah, the Orient.
Wah-wah-wee-wah!
That could come straight out of a 1920s novel. Chinese are wacky when it comes to their food. The Orient.